Hey guys, it's Dark Tiggy, and welcome back to Planet Coaster, or Planet Lag, because you're probably going to see this game lag a lot. My computer, as I've said many times before, not that good, can't really run games like Planet Coaster too well, but I mean, it's good enough to play it, so I am going to be playing it. In the last episode, I started building this coaster, but I had a ton of financial problems with it, which sucked, but I did end up connecting up the coaster. I waited long enough to get enough money, connected it up, so now I'm gaining about 1,000 a month. However, I do not think that this very end of the ride is particularly good. It's pretty boring, and I'm pretty sure that the G-force on this turn right here, that would hurt a lot. You would get flung right to the side of your seat, and yeah, I don't think I'd want to go on a coaster like that. It also has no brakes. So yeah, instead what I'm going to be doing is currently I'm just going to destroy this old path here that I had just to connect it up. Don't really need it, so I'm just going to be getting rid of it. Uh, and then any people that like were on this path, they can just be sad about it, I guess. I think they'll teleport out if they just die or something. Sucks for them, I guess, but I don't really care. Um, so yeah, let me just get rid of this entire path, and then I guess I'm going to start finishing the coaster first thing. Okay, there we go. They're all gone. So I had in my Discord server, this was a long time ago, like after I finished the last video, I had someone in my Discord server, Astro, the real Astro. I don't know what his channel is. It'll be linked in the description, and you can see the layout he suggested on screen right now. It's a pretty cool layout, so I think I'm going to use it. I'm going to modify it slightly. I don't know if there will be enough space to fit the double corkscrew, but I'm just going to go ahead and start building that because I want to get into building an actual roller coaster in this park that isn't auto-completed. And also, I have been playing this game a lot more because it's really, really fun. I've made a couple cool roller coasters. I do not want that to turn, like however many degrees that is. I also don't want it that big. Yeah, I've been playing this game a lot. I've made a lot of roller coasters. Some that are actually good, some that are just mediocre. And I'm thinking about uploading some of the videos of them to YouTube. So if you're interested in that, just leave a comment so I can know. Because I think that some of them are pretty decent and kind of want to share them. So let's see, is this a good size for a loop? I hope it is. We're just going to say it is, and then I'm going to add another loop immediately after, because why not? We got the first loop, so let's just go into a second loop immediately after that, just to make the classic double loop on rides like these. Or actually, I'm not even sure if the double loop is a classic. I think it's the double corkscrew. But the ride that is similar to this one at my home park, California's Great America, does have two loops and two corkscrews. And that was also on the layout Astra suggested, so I thought it would be pretty cool to add those. So yeah, I have added the two loops, and I am definitely not going to have space for the two corkscrews. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see there is definitely not enough space. So instead, I think I'm going to go and just go straight into the mid-course brake run, because a mid-course brake run is pretty helpful for increasing capacity, and I want to be able to get guests through this coaster, since it's going to be the only coaster currently in the park. So now what I need to do for this turn is make a helix or half helix up. I think I'm going to do an entire helix for this, just because I kind of like the sound of an entire helix. So let's just get into building that and turn the track. If it would stop lagging, that would be quite convenient. I suppose maybe I should test the coaster to see if it's actually going to make those loops so I could change it. So I'm just going to do that. Just going to speed up time a little bit just to see. And I'm also going to continue making this helix here. Oh yeah, it makes the loops with plenty of speed. I'm not going to worry too much about G-forces being realistic because I kind of don't want to bother. I don't bother in Theme Park Tycoon 2 because that barely displays G-forces and it's just not enough for me to bother fixing it. Okay, I should probably stop crashing roller coasters into the end of the track. That would be smart. So instead, I'm just going to have this go up. I think I should probably go kind of high, but I'm going to have it go 10 degrees maybe. I can always change the slope partway through. Then I just got to turn it and go around in a helix. And there we go. There's the helix. It's pretty tall, but I did want it to gain a decent amount of height before the mid-course brake run, so you don't lose too much speed on it. And now apparently this is, oh, it's not straight. So I just got to fix that. Apparently I don't know how to build roller coasters. Oh, it's slightly banked. Of course it is. Alright, that should be a lot better, and there we go. Now I can add this block section. So I do want to make it decently long, enough to hold this entire train. I don't know how long it needs to be, but I'm just going to go with 14 meters, I guess. That seems good enough. It should be good enough, and it should work either way. And I don't want to slow it down too much. I'm just going to make the brakes not go too hard, and then make it release as fast as possible, and build that. There we go. So although it did have a turn and then a loop after the mid-course brake run, I do want to add corkscrews. Yeah, this coaster is going to have a heck of a lot of inversions, but that seems like a pretty decent thing to have on a roller coaster. It is supposed to be a pretty thrilling coaster for the first coaster, after all, so it does make sense. I just gotta build a decent hill here. 52 degrees should be good for a drop like this, and then just have it come all the way down and then go into the corkscrew. Ooh, okay, I like this, having the corkscrew go over the other track. I just gotta make it a bit bigger to do that. And what is this? I haven't seen this track type default supports before. That's quite interesting. There's a way to alternate the support type, it looks like. I had no clue that that existed. It might only be on corkscrews, but that looks really cool. And I think that's because that's the support structure on real corkscrews. So you know what? I'm just going to keep that because it looks cool. Unless you hit your head on it, in which case I will change it. So there we go. We got one corkscrew. I don't have quite enough space for a double corkscrew. But I might put one again. Maybe an interlocking corkscrew, actually. That could be quite neat. Okay, these corkscrews won't quite be interlocking. I just can't be bothered to get the track to line up, but we will have two corkscrews. And I did test this. It does make it through the entire layout at a pretty decent speed, I think, so I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is how well this corkscrew is going to fit. I don't want it to go over the other track, because in the I guess I can't use the alternate supports here. Maybe I'll just have to make it smaller anyway. I'll just have to hope it lost enough speed here that this won't be too terrible, but it should be fine. Let's just see, does this support structure work? Oh, it's so close to working, I think it would just barely collide too much. Alright, this is a really small corkscrew, but there we go. We got another one in here. And then I'm going to add some more turns and hills because this already has 5 inversions, which is probably plenty. And there we go. That should be the entire layout. I just want to smooth out this last turn a little bit, which smoothing is one of the best things in Planet Coaster that isn't in Theme Park Tycoon 2, honestly. And yeah, I finished off the layout just with an extra corkscrew there, a cool hill, and another hill into a turn to the final brakes. Enthusiasts may complain that this roller coaster isn't very realistic, but I will just tell them that I don't care. It looks cool. So yeah, I guess it's time to ride it at the 5 FPS we're getting. So I apologize that this isn't the highest quality video, but let's be honest, not that many people are watching this video, so not that many are really going to care. So let me just go into the ride view. I guess I'll go into the front seat and then turn on test results so I can start the test. And yeah, I apologize for how choppy this is going to be, but at least you'll get an idea for what the coaster does if I Unpause time. There we go. And there we go. That's the entire coaster. It's it's decent. It's obviously not the best thing I've made in this game. You haven't seen the other things I've made in this game actually, uh, but it's at least a decent roller coaster. It's also year 5. So yeah, this thing's practically established already because I had it open. That's fine though. Let me just go and check the results. If you are curious, this is what the stats are. Um, I'm actually surprised that it had 4 airtime moments. I thought it was going a little slower on some of the end parts, but that's pretty cool. And it has 5 inversions. And overall, I don't think the G-force is too bad, except for the 2.9 lateral, but we don't have to worry about those at all. Instead, I am going to be actually making a path for this. Oh yeah, and if you have name suggestions for this, put it in the comments because I do need a name for it. I don't really want to decorate. Might do that next episode. Not really sure yet. Uh, and I can always change this path around later. So I think I'm just going to grab this path, set it to 8 meters, and build a nice little path coming off this way, and then this will head over to this side of the park, um, including this roller coaster, which is currently going to be the only one in the park. I guess I'll extend this part of the path out a little more and have it go right next to this little helix over here. I think that could be pretty cool to look at as you walk by. So there we go. That's that path, and then of course I need one from the exit. Let's put that back down to 4 meters though. And that queue should be long enough. The guests are 100% going to be complaining, oh, this queue isn't decorated, but I just can't care right now. If my computer's going to run slow, then the guests get to not get decorated queues. I don't know what the logic is there, but I don't care. I'm sticking to it. Let's also set this coaster to be block sections because I did add that mid-course brake run. I think I could put up to 3, but 2 is probably going to be more efficient. I just got to test it real quick, so I'll speed up time. And I'll also go throw down some of these benches and bins as well, because those are quite important in Theme Park Tycoon. I would assume they're also pretty important here. So let's just place down a few scattered along this path. In pretty much the same way I do it in well, not quite the same way I do it in Theme Park Tycoon. In Theme Park Tycoon, if there's an empty space, a bench goes there. Pretty much. But in this game, I'm just going to space them out pretty evenly. And then I'm also just going to go and grab the bins as well to put those down. And good thing I did have plenty of money to finish this coaster. I don't think I'm going to add much else in this episode. In fact, I think I'm going to finish it right after I open up this coaster. Well, let's see. Okay, I'm actually gaining some decent money, and once I open this roller coaster, it should get quite a bit higher. And oh hey, I didn't lose stats from adding block sections. That usually happens, so glad to see it didn't happen this time. So let's open that up, and let's welcome the guests onto the ride. We don't look at that average guest happiness thing that just popped up. We're not going to worry about it. We have a roller coaster. They'll be happy soon, okay? And here we go, the first people on the ride. I'm just gonna set the ticket prices a little bit higher because they're saying it's good value and I want money, so I will get that money. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you enjoyed, you could like, subscribe, check out some of my other videos. And if you do want to see some videos of other coasters I've built in this game, leave a comment and I might upload videos about them. And then I'm also just gonna see if I should whatever this ride prestige thing. Well, it says the rebranding is free, so you know what? Sure. Uh, great ride. Yes.